Let's say you decided to buy a piece of land. You're gonna do it by yourself. You don't need an attorney, you don't need a realtor, you don't need anybody's help, and you're going to pay cash for this piece of land. You go up to the seller, you give them your money, and the seller gives you a quitclaim deed. Once you get it recorded, you head straight over to the property to start clearing the land. You're gonna build your house upon it, and then someone shows up and says, "What are you doing clearing my land?" Well, maybe it has something to do with that quitclaim deed. I'm Tiffany Weber, and I am a real estate lawyer in Mooresville, North Carolina. And I have done thousands of real estate closings, and a lot of people ask me daily, okay, where's my quitclaim deed? Well, I'm going to explain to you today what a quitclaim deed is and what alternatives to the quitclaim deed are. First, let's talk about deeds. Deeds are the legal instrument that convey real property from one party to another, and they are not all created equal. A lot of people hear the term quitclaim deed, and because it's different, because it's memorable, they assume that that's just what a deed is. So I will get lots of calls to our office saying, oh, I need to do a quitclaim, or sometimes people say quick claim because they aren't exactly sure what word it is that's being used. They say they need a quitclaim deed for their property, or they're selling their property and they're going to do a quitclaim deed. Well, a quitclaim deed is interesting because while it is on its face a document that transfers property from one party to another, the seller or the grantor on the deed is not making any promises or warranties about the property that's being transferred, meaning they might not even own the property that they're purporting to convey in the deed. So that's why it is a quitclaim and why it's the least favored among types of deeds in real estate transactions. That's because maybe the seller doesn't have clear title. Maybe the seller would have lots of liens on the property. And this is why, of course, in a real estate transaction, the real estate attorney does a title search to make sure that the buyer is taking clear title. But if you are getting a deed from someone outside of a real estate transaction being performed by a licensed North Carolina real estate attorney, you could potentially receive one of these quitclaim deeds, and that is risky. Now, there are two other types of deeds that are common. One is a special warranty deed, and the one that is most common and the one required by the North Carolina approved form for offers to purchase and contract real estate is the general warranty deed. So a general warranty deed has a lot of promises that the seller is making. So one of them is the covenant of season, which no, not like the Four Seasons, but the fact that the seller actually has possession of the property. They actually have the right to possess it. Another thing that the seller is promising is that they have the right to convey the property. So there's no one else but them or everyone that needs to join in the conveyance has. Another promise or covenant contained in a general warranty deed is the promise against encumbrances. So no easements or anything like that were not already disclosed to the buyer. So no secrets kept by the seller. And finally, and most importantly probably, is the fact that the grantor or seller is agreeing to warrant and defend the buyer from claims of other people against title. Now, the difference in a general warranty deed and a special warranty deed is that in a general warranty deed, the grantor is agreeing to warrant against claims of other people looking back as far as possible. But in a special warranty deed, the seller promises all the other things we talked about, except only to the time period that the seller owned the property. They're not going to go back in time to any prior owner before the seller that is granting to the current buyer. So like I said earlier, the quitclaim deed doesn't carry any of those promises of the general warranty deed or special warranty deed. So if you encounter problems after the closing, you are going to have little to no recourse against the seller of the property. Subscribe to my channel if this has been helpful to you, because we like to put out videos just like this one explaining real estate law concepts in North Carolina. So if you subscribe, you'll see them as they come out each week, and I'll catch you in the next video.